Alright guys, have I got an amazing lesson for you here. How to truly go viral on YouTube. This is going to be one of the most important lessons in this course, if not the most important lesson. If you take away anything from this course, it is what I'm about to share with you in this lesson. There is a science to going viral on YouTube. I know a lot of people out there think that YouTube videos just go viral randomly, but there is an actual science to going viral on YouTube. I have never in my life seen a video not go viral on one of my 9 channels that has hit each of the following factors: been over 10 minutes long, have a high audience retention, and have a high click-through rate. Now you might be asking, what constitutes as high audience retention? What constitutes as high click-through rate? And I'm going to be getting into all of that in just a second here, but you have to understand that videos on YouTube do not go viral by accident. They go viral because they hit a certain number of factors, and they do it better than any other video on that subject on YouTube. You don't have to be the best at this stuff, you just have to be better than the next competitor. So say there's a video on YouTube on how to jump higher, and you title your video how to jump higher, and say the video in the top search result has 1 million views and it's one of the only videos on YouTube on how to jump higher, but your video on how to jump higher, YouTube notices that it has a higher click-through rate, it has a higher audience retention, it's longer than the original video, ideally over 10 minutes long. Then slowly over time, YouTube will start promoting your video more than that already popular video, and your video will eventually overtake that video in the search position, and it will overtake that video in views, and it will get suggested more, all because it hit all of these certain factors that YouTube is looking for. I'm going to show you exactly how to tell if your videos are hitting these factors, and how you can diagnose what's going on through your videos, so you can then improve your videos so they do hit these factors, and so they do go viral. Now I'm going to show you what you guys should look for. So to do this, you're going to want to go into your YouTube studio and make sure you go to the beta version of the YouTube studio, which you'll likely go to by default. So once you are here, you're going to want to go to your video manager, and then you're going to want to diagnose each video on your channels. For the purpose of this example, I'm going to show you the most popular video on my personal brand channel, which is how to make money on YouTube without making videos, $6,000 a week. And as you can see, it's gotten 164,000 views, and this did not go viral on accident. So if we look at this video here, what we're going to want to do is select the video, and then we're going to want to click analytics on the left hand side, and this will in turn pull up the analytics for that video. And then we're going to want to go to the reach tab on that video, which is right at the top left hand side right here, right next to overview. Click reach, and now this will bring up what is arguably, or what is in my opinion, the best graph given by YouTube and the best analytic. And if you could only look at one analytic within YouTube, it is this. So scroll down and take a look at this pyramid structure right here on the right hand side. This pyramid structure shows you how impressions lead to watch time. First of all, what are impressions? Impressions on YouTube are when someone sees your YouTube video either in the search results or they see it in the suggested video tab when they see your video. So an impression is not a view. The person did not yet click your video. An impression is someone who just saw your video in either search results or suggested videos or on the homepage in browse features. For this given video, 1.8 million people saw this video, and out of those 1.8 million, 5.8% of them clicked the video. This is a click-through rate of 5.8%. Now you might not be saying that's not the best click-through rate in the world, yet it still went viral. That is just because you just have to be better than the next best video to perform better than it. And then out of those 5.8% that clicked it, that led to 103,000 views. And out of those 103,000 views, the average view duration was 4 minutes and 6 seconds, and that led to an amount of watch time of 424,000 minutes of watch time. YouTube prioritizes watch time because that is all they look for. That is the end goal of YouTube. That's why it's at the bottom of this funnel, this upside down pyramid right there. That is what YouTube looks for. And that is one of their number one factors. Their number one factor is actually session time, which they don't show here. However, watch time is what they actually show you, so you can get an understanding of how well your video is performing. And another thing I want to point out is that when YouTube starts recommending your content, this bar right here at the top will fill out. So at the beginning, you'll see the bar way over to the left-hand side right there, and you'll only get some views from YouTube recommending your content to viewers. But when your videos actually start performing well, this bar will fill up, and you want to see this number get as high as possible. So as you can see, 89% of this traffic has come from YouTube recommending my content for absolutely free. I didn't have to pay money for any of these views. I didn't have to pay money for YouTube recommending my content. This was absolutely free, and I made a ton of money from this video because of it. For those of you asking how I made money from this video, it's from selling courses out the back end. The first link in my description was a link to a course, and I made over $10,000 from just this single video right here. And we'll get into everything monetization related in the next module, but this is truly how to go viral on YouTube. This is one of the only things you should be looking at in your YouTube analytics. So you can do this for every video, and you can do it on a channel-wide basis. Now, you want to get that click-through rate as high as possible. If you have a 10-minute video, and you have a click-through rate of 9%, and then you have an average view duration of 7 minutes, which is 70% of the video, I guarantee you, your video is going to get a lot of views. I want someone to show me a video with those analytics that hasn't gone viral. Because I personally have uploaded over 70 videos that have gotten over 1 million views each, and each one of them has statistics like that. And now you might be saying, well, that's all fine and good. How can I actually increase my view duration? And that's super simple. So if you're on this video, what you're going to want to do is go to the engagement tab, and you can actually see your audience retention graph. And if you click see more on this graph, you can actually watch your video and look at points of high audience retention and look when people drop off. So you want to see the audience retention boosted right here. Why is that? If we watch the video, it's because I start showing examples of different channels that are already succeeding on YouTube. So if I notice this works, why don't I just make an entire video showing different example channels that are going viral on YouTube? So let's say I make a video showing 10 channels that are just absolutely crushing it on YouTube. That would make the audience retention chart go up and down, and that is what YouTube likes to see. They like to see that graph going up as much as possible, and to keep people on the video as much as possible. Now, you might be saying average percentage viewed of only 36% isn't the best, and that's because YouTube started promoting the content. Average view duration is going to go down the more YouTube promotes the content, because it's going to promote it to a broader audience that might not necessarily be as interested in your videos. So look for points in your video in which the watch time spikes and figure out why it spikes. And then figure out how you can incorporate those spikes in future videos. The only crutch to this is if you have no videos uploaded at all, because you're not going to know how to improve on your videos. You're going to have no data to look at. That is why I recommend uploading 33 videos. Even if the videos are not good at first, you'll have data to look at, and the only way you'll get that data is by uploading videos. So upload, upload, upload. I cannot stress it enough. Upload videos. Even if you don't think they're going to be good, make sure to upload them. And as you can see, this is a watch time graph for the video, and it takes some time for YouTube to realize that your video is performing better than all the other videos on YouTube. So when YouTube started realizing this, it looks like it was uploaded around December. YouTube started realizing this almost a month later. And as you can see, that's when YouTube completely blew it up. And because of that, it's made me a ton of money, and it's gotten a ton of views, ton of subscribers to my channel, all because it hit each of these factors. So the secret to going viral on YouTube, to truly going viral on YouTube, is to hit each of these different factors. High click-through rate, high average view duration, and that resulting in a high amount of watch time. I think something like 90% of YouTube videos are between 2 and 5% click-through rate. So anything above a 5% click-through rate is very good on YouTube. Obviously, the higher the better. I think the highest click-through rate I've ever had was like 12 or 15%. So play around with those thumbnails. Look at thumbnails of high-performing videos on YouTube. Make similar thumbnails to them to get your click-through rate up. Use similar titles. That will drastically help you improve your click-through rate. and then get your average view duration up by going into your audience retention graph, looking when people drop off your video, cutting out parts like that, and then putting more parts when the audience retention spikes on your video. So that was the lesson on how to truly go viral on YouTube. I'm going to be showing you guys some more super cool growth hacks in this module that you guys are going to get a ton of value from. But if you take away anything from this course, it's to upload videos so you have data, and then to look at that data and to look at this graph right here and see how impressions lead to views, lead to audience retention, and finally lead to watch time. Look at that graph and you should be able to instantly diagnose. So if you look at a video and you're like, oh, it only has 2% click-through rate, that's a problem with the thumbnail. You might want to change the thumbnail on that video. And then let's say you have a super high click-through rate, but your average view duration is only like 10% or 15% of your video. You can instantly go in and say, oh, it's because my retention is super low. So that is how you can instantly diagnose a YouTube video. And let's say you upload a YouTube video and a couple days later you go in and you're like, oh my gosh, the click-through rate is incredibly high. It's got a very high average view duration. You can know that in the very near future, YouTube's going to start recommending your content. Now, like I said, it has to be better than the next best video. So for example, in the gaming niche, it's really saturated. So there's a lot of very good high performing videos on YouTube, and you're gonna have a lot to compete with. But if you're competing in a niche that not many videos are in, that'll make things a whole lot easier. And by implementing the tactics I'm teaching you in this course, you're gonna be able to absolutely kill it. I hope this lesson helps you guys a ton. I'll see you guys in the next lesson.